gonna try to make this quick before the brothers pull up and we actually start camp. You see the title of the live. Did you think or meditate on Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi today? Hold on 1 second. Okay, let's just get right into it. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to the one true power, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who well and teach well through the Spirit, and a mighty shalom to the hopeful elect with the same Spirit, teaching this word and believing this word, Lord willing that they all can continue to endure and be sincere in sound doctrine and in the same Spirit. And shalom to the Akwatiyam, believers of this faith and this truth. Lord willing that you continue to pursue your lot, which is being a loving and silent, virtuous wife. And Lord willing to most have mercy on the other brothers and sisters that's not in the faith. Right, again, you see the title of this lesson. Did you think or meditate on Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi today? Right, I am not the best. I am not trying to be the most perfect Israelite or the most perfect believer. I'm trying to be the best me, the best servant that I can be for Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Yes, I'm in this flesh. Yes, I slip. But, you know, the Lord allowed me to have a spirit to continue to keep getting up, right? And continue to give us. It's not just only me, right? I have my household, my wives, my children, and the brothers I labor with, and the other believers. And, you know, Lord willing, we are part of that hopeful elect. I have all them in my heart, man, in my mind. So every day, you know, thinking of the Lord, it could be the littlest thing. It could be for 5 minutes. It could be for 30 minutes. It could be for an hour. Shoot, it could be all day, right? Either meditating on a verse, either thinking on his name, thinking on his wonders that he have done. But did you meditate? Did you think or meditate on Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi today? Right? I want to just start off with this. I don't know where I'm going with this. It's just I want to, for the sheep on the channel, I want to at least, you know, give you some edification for today. You know, you can always go to the 716 Israelite YouTube channel. Is where me and my brothers actually do our live camp. But this is Baruch, the second chapter, and I'm gonna read verse 32. It says, "And they shall praise me in the land of their captivity, and think upon my name, and return from their stiff neck and from their wicked deeds, for they shall remember the way of their fathers, who had sinned before Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi." To think on Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, to think on his name, is to think on his wonders. Think on what he has done for you. Think on the meaning of the Heavenly Father's name. Yahawah, he is, he exists. Yahawashi, he saves, he redeems, or really, he delivers, right? And most of the time, whatever you read, like some verses that I bring out, that I was already bringing out multiple times, or chapters or scriptures that that I was reading, right? Because that's how we do, right? It's because of the mind frame that the Lord allow you to remember precepts. You might have them written down in a notebook, having multiple notebooks, and you writing down scriptures, right, to approve your mind, or when you're doing a lesson just to stay on track, right? Because, you know, we in these weak bodies. Sometimes you might not remember every precept, right? But in these things writing down, it helps. So that, say if you want to do a lesson, say if you want to get sharper, you go in your notebook and then you try to either memorize, or you try to think of these precepts depending on the lesson, right? And all of it is all about motivating yourself, right? Because we're about to hit a very terrible time in the earth, and you want to think on the wonders of the Lord, right? Uh, Let me see if I think it's one I want to get in Psalms. Let's see. I don't know if it's Psalms 106. this one. I think it's this one right here. This is Psalms 106. I'm gonna start at the top, verse 1. It says, "Praise ye Yahawah, O give thanks unto Yahawah, for he is good, for his mercy endure forever." Right? His mercy endure forever. All the things that we went through, right, is all through the righteous judgment of the Lord, because we transgressed against Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. For us coming out of Egypt and then murmuring and then pasting 40 years, right? Right? It's still the mercy of the Lord, right? Let me actually get something that lines with that 40 years of pasting in the same area. Ninth chapter, I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, "These are the words of the covenant which Yahawah commanded Moses to make with the children of Israel in the land of Moab. Besides the covenant which he made with them in Horeb, Moses called unto all Israel and said unto them, Ye have seen all that Yahawah did before your eyes in the land of Egypt." Talking about those 10 plagues, right? Was watching The Prince of Egypt, one of the best cartoon, Bible movies. And, what the Lord tell Moses, because he was saying, "Man, I'm not worthy to go do this." He said he was going to use him, and he said, "I'm going to use you to show all my wonders to Egypt." Lately, that been the main word in my mouth. The Lord is about to show us wonders. He already did by allowing the men of the Lord to be risen after 1969, and now we got this truth. That's one wonder. Knowledge is increasing, right? From 1969, where you had to go, only had a Bible, then you had libraries, brothers had cassette tapes, right? Knowledge grew all the way from back then, because the elders of old did not have the things that we have now, right? That is a spiritual wonder, right? We got other wonders that the Lord is about to do right in front of our face, right? It says, "The great temptation which thy eyes have seen, the signs, and those great miracles," which we're going to see those on our side too. It says, "Yet Yahawah have not given you a heart to perceive and eyes to see and ears to hear unto this day." And we have, a lot of Jake, really the 2/3, where they don't have eyes to see and ears to hear, right? And then you might have some of the brothers that are truly of the elect, but they might actually be in a different congregation that's not bringing forth sound doctrine, 100% true, but the Lord know their heart, right? The reason why I'm going to say that, and I can say that, is because Paul was moving like a Pharisee, right? Or he was taught like a Pharisee. Yahawashi blinded him. And Paul said in 1 Timothy 1 and 12, the Lord enabled him in the ministry because he seen that he was faithful. How did he see he was faithful? Because Yahawashi looked in his heart, right? It's a lot of our forebrothers that was doing something in the flesh, or ignorantly in unbelief, but the Lord knew in their heart that they didn't mean no harm, or he knew in their heart that they was going to truly serve him. So with some brothers, just like me and my brothers, we was with we had our own situation, right? We was everywhere. Then we was at HOI, wasn't getting fed, and had to see everything interchangeable. And by the power of Yahawah Shema Shai and the leaders, starting with Yaramayan and Daniela, right? The Lord used them to say, "Hey, great millstone," right? That's another wonder where the Lord pulls you out of a strong delusion, right? And allow you to be able to see the real men of the Lord that's teaching 100% truth. This is not about boasting in the human flesh. It's about boasting in Yahawah Shema Shai, moving his Rakakwadash, his spirit, upon men of the Lord to decipher the scriptures for the sheep. So that's another great miracle that the Lord is doing on this side. But we have other wonders that the Lord did all the way to working in this for this moment that we're in now. It says, "Yet Yahawah have not given you a heart to perceive, but eyes to hear, and ears to hear unto this day." So the Lord didn't give a lot of Jake ears to hear, just like in this time with Moses. It says, "I have led you 40 years in the wilderness. Your clothes are not waxing old upon you. Thy shoes is not waxing old upon your feet." Right? The clothes was fresh, and their shoes was fresh, like they wasn't walking in a circle or in the wilderness for 40 years, man. The Lord is about to do some great things. It says, "Ye have not eaten bread, neither have ye drunk wine or strong drink, that ye might know that I am Yahawah your power. And when ye came to the place of Cheyenne, the king of Heshbon, and Og, the king of Bashan, came out against us unto the battle, and we smote them." Right? Now that's the end point. Right? That was the wonder of the Lord. Hold on, I gotta see. Is one of the elders. So back to Psalms 106, verse 2, it says, who can utter the mighty acts of Yahawah? That's a question. Who can show forth all his praise? Only the elect. Right? Sirach 17 and 10. The elect praise his holy name. It says, blessed are they that keep judgment, and he that doeth righteousness at all times. Remember me, O Yahawah, when the favor that thou bearest unto thy people. Visit me with thy salvation. Right? And that salvation is going to be on this side when Yahweh shall return and bring forth the strange salvation for the elect, for all to see. Right? It's going to be greater than like the time of Moses. It says that I may see the good of thy chosen, that I may rejoice in the gladness of thy nation, that I may glory in thy inheritance. We have sinned with our fathers. We have committed iniquity and we have done wickedly. Right? From that time all the way to now, the children of Israel have been in sin. Right? And a lot of us been doing a lot of things ignorantly because of unbelief. Now that we come in this truth, yes, we still, some of us have minor sins. You have Jake that might be willfully sinning or don't care. But like for the elect's sake, right? Because we're in this flesh, it's your mind might wander up. That's a message, right? None of us can sit here and say we don't sin, right? Because then we don't know Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. We're a liar, right? What is it? I think it's in Limitations. Verse 7, it says, our fathers understood not the wonders in Egypt. They remembered not the multitude of thy mercies, but provoked him at the sea, even at the Red Sea. Right? I see right here, I got a note, said read it in the NLT. Let's just see what it says in the NLT. Psalms 106 and verse 7. It says, our ancestors in Egypt were not impressed by Yahweh's miraculous deeds. They soon got his many acts of kindness to them. Instead, they rebelled against him at the Red Sea, right? Murmuring, complaining, right? But it says they were not impressed by his miraculous works. And a lot of us, even in this time, we are waiting for the Lord to do his wonders. I really want to see, like, just seeing her chariots. Now, I don't know if some of y'all seeing them, which y'all call UFOs, UAPs. Me and my brothers are seeing them. I used to be the one dissing the head, Yaramayan, the first man in charge. Man, you ain't see no chariot. And that man was seeing chariots when the Lord allowed me to see it a couple times. One going to Philadelphia to teach, and then one in his backyard. And I was able to see multiple different flavors of chariots. And I had to tell this man sorry, but that was just all Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. My faith, I was ignorant. I was ignorantly in unbelief, man. But really, I was just I didn't want to just call anything a chariot. I didn't know what they looked like. I didn't know if they was close up or far. So I didn't want to just say anything I saw was a chariot until I saw what I saw. Ain't no plane flying that fast. Ain't no plane just disappearing out of nowhere. And it's a clear sky. You know what I'm saying? So, um, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is showing us little things, let alone this truth. How brothers is teaching his word. How brothers is so serious in their demeanor for Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Miracle of the Lord, but the Lord is about to make nukes get released, right? The Lord is about to make these nations fight against each other, right? The Lord is gonna have angels fight on the elect behalf. The Lord is gonna provide food for the elect, and the others might not. You might have a roof over your head, and the others might not, right? Animals might even be helping you, or like moving, guiding you. How it is, the Lord is gonna be doing crazy wonders on this side. But it said back then, right? It says our ancestors in Egypt in the NLT were not impressed by Yahweh's miraculous deeds, man. In this side, those that you got people that don't even believe in this truth, and this is a small miracle, man. right? Salaki, 1 second, the elder again. Yeah, it was the elder brother of GMS, Niagara Falls, Buffalo, right? Got to answer. Got to answer, man. Again, they were not impressed by Yahawah's miraculous deeds, man. And this time the elect is, but the 2/3, they're not even amazed by the miracles the Lord is doing now, right? So back to Psalms 106, verse 8. Nevertheless, he saved them for his name's sake, that he might make his mighty power to known, right? And he even saved those that didn't believe. Because if the Lord is looking at Jeremiah's heart, he's looking at everybody's heart. He could have destroyed those later, those that were going to murmur and not believe. No, he still saved them, guided them through the Red Sea, away from the Egyptians, right? Protected them through the plagues that was coming to the land of Egypt, right? The Lord didn't have to do that, but he was trying. He was making his name known. Not saying he was trying. He made his name known. His name was famous. His power was famous in the world at that time, right? I want to see that now. This is what I'm thinking about. You know, all praise to Yahawashi for allowing us to be guided to these verses, right? You know, the men of the Lord in the time of Yahawashi was hastening the kingdom. They seen the miracles of Yahawashi, and you got men of today saying Yahawashi didn't do miracles. That was an allegory. He didn't really walk on water. Y'all brothers think he was walking on water? No, he was walking on wisdom and knowledge and understanding. Like wisdom, knowledge, and understanding was beneath him, flowing through him. Like, nigga, what? You don't believe Yahawashi was healing people? No, he wasn't doing it. But everybody in the Christian church thinking that people are healing a foot or an elbow. Yahawashi is the wisdom and the power of the Lord. So in that time, believing Yahweh's miraculous deeds, and most of the Jews didn't believe. They was thinking that Yahweh had a devil in him. Imagine how people are going to think on this side. People are going to be terrified. But right now, while this word is coming out, they don't even believe, man. Right? That's why Yahweh said, when is he going to find faith on the earth? Yeah, through the elect. Right? Verse 9, it says, he rebuked the red, and it was dried up. So he led them through the depths, through the wilderness, and he saved them from the hand of them that hate them, and redeemed them from the hand of the enemy. And the waters covered their enemies. There was not one of them left. Then believed they his words, and they sang his praise. Wait, hold on. So he redeemed them in that time. Right? Let's go to the classic in Luke, right, where Zacharias was prophesying through the Spirit. We can go straight to the point. Like, to sum it, that horn of salvation that's raised through the loins of David is Yahawashi, right? That the prophets was speaking, you know, since the beginning of time. Hebrews 1:1. We get that one too. But let's start at verse 71. It says that we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us, right? In this time, Yahawashi, especially when he became a grown man, the nation of Israel wasn't saved from their enemies. They were still oppressed by the Romans. It's to perform the mercy promised to their fathers. To the mercies, to perform the mercies promised to our fathers, and to remember his holy covenant, the oath which he swore to our father Abraham, that he would grant unto us that we, being delivered in the hand of our enemies, might serve him without fear. Right, and that's the beast of today, with NATO and the EU, which is Rome 2.0. Right, he's going to deliver us from their hand. Right, and when I say deliver us from them, I'm not only saying Babylon, four corners of the earth, because Esau rules the whole earth. The earth was given to the hands of the wicked. Esau is the border of that wickedness. Nobody can reach the level of Esau's wickedness. It says, to the oath which he swore to our father Abraham, that he would grant unto us that we would be delivered out of the hand of our enemies, and might serve him without fear. Man, he's going to deliver us from our enemies 3,000 times better than what he did in the time of in Egypt with Moses, man. right? Let me get what is it? Isaiah 43. I like it in the NLT. Like it in NLT. But we're just reading the KJV. This is Isaiah 43:16. It says, "Thus saith Yahawah, which maketh a way in the sea, in a path in the mighty waters, which bringeth forth the chariot and horse, the army and the power. They shall lie down together, they shall not rise. They are extinct, they are quenched as tow. Remember ye not the former things, neither consider the things of old. Behold, I will do a new thing, now it shall spring forth. Shall ye not know it? I will even make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert." Right? The Lord is doing a new thing, right? And through the Spirit, because we have this word, it's already set in stone that it's going to happen. Right? Now let's go back to Isaiah 46. This is Isaiah 46 and 10. It says, "Declaring the end from the beginning and from the ancient times, the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasures." Right? So all the pleasures that the Lord have spoken in the beginning of time, he's going to do it because those are his pleasures. Right? Especially this one in the book of Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter. Right? This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5 and verse 1. It says, "Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for." Right? The Lord is going to do what he declared in the beginning. The things that he declared in the beginning was end. He declared the end from the beginning. And we're going to have an amazing salvation. Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is going to do this, and physically through Yahawashi, man. That's something to think about. That's something to be excited about. That's something to meditate, right? You should be desiring, am I of the elect? Am I of that number? Right? Is it me? Is it me? Is it me he's looking for? Right? First Peter chapter 4, verse 1 and 2 in the NLT, right? You want to work hard to be of those that are called and chosen. You want to work hard to be of those that are called and chosen, man. Work hard, right? I work a full-time job, feet be hurting, let alone I have even more work to do, right? I even have more work to do. But Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi has allowed me to take this more serious, man. Right? Actually, let's get that in the NLT real quick. Just because we quoted it, let's just get it. Let's make let's make every man true. Let's make Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi true and every man a liar. This is First Peter chapter 1, verse. This is First Peter's Salaki. First Peter's chapter 4, verse 1 and 2 in the NLT. Wait, is this the one I want? No, I think is it 2 Timothy 1 and 10? Yes, it's 2 Peter's chapter 1, verse 10 in NLT. It says, "So dear brothers and sisters, work hard to prove that you really are among those God has called and chosen. Do things, do these things and you will never fall away." Right? So if the things that we should be doing, work hard to be of one of those, to be of those that are called or chosen, man. Right? Again, like the title of this live, have you thought or meditated on Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi today? And this is not just only, even brothers at the camp. Before you went to camp, did you think about the Lord, man? Did you think about anything throughout your whole week? Did you even meditate on a verse? Yo, this is to the brother Yarmayan that sent me this video, but to the brother, GMS Yahawah. His name is Yahawah, Hopeful Elect 144 in Mexico, right? Where he did a video on how he doubles up for himself, the things that he do that he jot down. And lately, that system I've been incorporating for myself, right? And even though the brothers always talk about thinking of the Lord, this is very serious. Have you thought or meditated on Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi today? Right? This is very important for us to actually do, because we're getting closer. If you want it, like people say they want the kingdom so bad, but as you working as hard for it, because to get that kingdom, you gotta work for it, man. You gotta sweat. I know y'all see the sweat on my face. You gotta really sweat, or sweat dripping like you working out. To really get that position is blood, sweat, and tears, man. Right? Um, I think that's it. I don't think I want to go too crazy because brothers is here. Um, Actually, I'll get this and then we'll close. This is Wisdom of Solomon, the 6th chapter, verse 12. I'll start at verse. Let's start at verse 11. It says, "Wherefore set your affections upon my words." Right? Matthew 4:4. I think Luke 4:4. Right? Uh, um, we don't live by bread alone, but every word that cometh out of the mouth of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. It says, "Desire them, and ye shall be instructed." Right? This is why the Lord is sealing our instructions in our sleep for the elect and for you wicked, and you're walking out his instructions, right? But if you have an affection towards his word, you're moving in the instructions to do things that's worthy, to do the will of the Lord. It says, "Wisdom is glorious and never fadeth away. Yes, she is easily seen of them that love her, and found of such as seek her." To love wisdom is to be in action and truth, right? It's deed and truth. 1 John 3:18. So this is the action. Think upon Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi before you do anything. Shit. Hey, think about the Lord even when you're doing it. Right? We're in serious times right now. But I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, Bahasham Kakadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well through the Spirit. Almighty Shalom to the hopeful elect in the same spirit and sound doctrine. Shalom to the Akwathiyam that are believers of his faith and his truth. Lord willing that you all continue to endure and be sincere. And Lord willing to most have mercy on the other brothers and sisters that's not of faith. Shalom, Shalom, Abba, Abba.